All right, the Jerusalem Post Washington bureau chief and White House correspondent Michael Wilner is with me now to talk about all of this. Michael, thanks a lot for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Very interesting topic here. A lot of people have questions about it. The president says he wants Congress to sort of look at this deal. What option do they have here?
So technically, they have 60 days to consider whether or not to reimpose sanctions on Iran that were in place before the nuclear deal. But Trump is not asking them to do that. He's asking them to amend the very law that gave him the power to decertify in the first place. And that amendment would effectively impose new triggers onto the nuclear deal that sort of plug the holes that he thinks are in the deal, unilaterally so.
And some of the partners have said they will stay committed to this deal. What's the global reaction to the president's decision here?
So everyone rightly says that it is a nuclear, an international nuclear pact that was codified in the UN Security Council. But of course, it depends who you ask. If you ask the Europeans, then you're going to hear concern with Trump's strategy. But when it comes to the folks in the Middle East itself, the Israelis, the Saudis are greatly concerned.
So what about Iran's response? They also say that they want to stay in the deal, but they had harsh words, very harsh words for the president here.
Right. Well, the Iranians are actually overjoyed that they feel as if the Americans are isolating themselves by this policy. They don't think it's forward thinking, and they think that they could stay within the deal, get all the benefits that they saw in the deal in the first place, which is why they joined, and keep certainly the Russians and the Chinese and the European powers on board as well. They say that even if President Trump were to withdraw on his own, which he has full power to do without Congress, it wouldn't actually change anything for them, and in fact, it would free them of certain obligations.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu applauded the president. Here's what he had to say.
He boldly confronted Iran's terrorist regime. If the Iran deal is left unchanged, one thing is absolutely certain. In a few years' time, the world's foremost terrorist regime will have an arsenal of nuclear weapons, and that's a tremendous danger for our collective future.
So after this comment here, doesn't it hurt the U.S.'s credibility in that region and also sort of harm Israel?
So the Israelis have been vociferously opposed to this deal from the beginning. As you may remember, in 2015, when it was first announced, they tried to lobby Congress to kill it at its inception. So they really do believe that it's a fix-it or nix-it situation. Either it's fixed in a new negotiation for some sort of addendum deal, a second deal, an Iran deal 2.0, or scrap it and everyone will be better off. And of course, that's out of step with the international consensus, but not out of step with the regional consensus. They are on the same page as the Saudis and other Sunni powers.